Everyone has access to this broader perspective.
Why do you call it Abraham?
That's the name they gave, and I don't repeat words that I'm hearing.
You don't repeat words that you're hearing.
It's not like that. Abraham gives me a block of thought, and at an unconscious level, I match that block of thought up with the physical word equivalent.
Okay.
So it's like blending their perspective and our perspective.
I got it.
So when they said, so they've explained that...
Because they're not speaking, right now I'm talking like you, they're not speaking in English, or they're not speaking language.
Speaking in vibration.
They're speaking in vibration.
That's why musicians can translate it. That's why artists can translate it.
I got that.
So I get this block of thought.
Stay with us, XM listeners.
I know. Hang in there. It gets better.
No, because what's so fantastic is that we're talking about this on its own vibrational frequency.
Oh, yeah.
XM 156.
Cool.
That is a vibrational frequency here.
So Abraham explains that the block of thought that they offered me, that the word Abraham was the best label that I could find that best defined who they are, because they are at the root of every religion. Because
Abraham is really a part of every religion. You'll hear it in...
Yes.
I understand it. I'm with you.
I know you are.
I'm right there with you. As a matter of fact, when I picked up the book, this is so weird, I was with my producers, Sherry and Lisa, and they were telling me about the book, because I hadn't heard about the book. And we were at my house reading the book together one weekend, and I said, I bet you Esther has something to do with this. I bet she has somehow thought of this and is calling me in.
I've been calling you in for years. In fact, when Abraham first came through me, our daughter Tracy was 14. And I wasn't quite sure how I was going to explain this to Tracy. And so she'd been listening to us read the Seth books. And the first thing Tracy said was, can I talk to Abraham? The second thing she said is, don't go on Oprah.
Really?
because she didn't want all of her friends who watched you every day to see how weird her mother was. Yeah. I've been listening to you, and people email us constantly, and they say things that, oh, Oprah knows this. Oprah's got this. You know, Oprah understands this. And so I told Jerry, I said, whether we're on a television show or a radio show, or whether we just get to sit and play with Oprah a little bit, it's all satisfying to me.
Oh, that is so wonderful. Yeah. But isn't it interesting? I felt it.
Yeah.
I felt it, and I felt that when they gave me the book, I realized that it had been a journey to that very moment.
You know what? Abraham talks about how our life causes us, when we know what we don't want, we know what we do want. And so we're creating this constant, they call it a vibrational escrow. It's like our future experience that happens vibrationally before we get there. And I see so many things that are in all of our vibrational escrows. In other words, it's stuff that we've asked for that has already happened on some level. And if we can just get out of our own way, then all those things happen. So I think you were in my vibrational escrow.
I think so, too. Yeah. I must have been.
Yeah.
Well, so a half hour's gone already. That's why I told you have to come back next week.
Yeah.
We'll be joining again with Esther Hicks on our continued Soul Series. And next week, I'm going to ask her to bring in Abraham. That's what we're going to do.
And you'll explain that my head does not turn all the way around and things like that.
I'm trying not to be weirded out. I'm just going to be cool with Abraham.
You'll like
Thank you for joining us here on XM 156. Talk to Me, our Soul Series. So happy to have been able to talk to Esther Hicks. Her book, along with her husband, Jerry Hicks, is called The Law of Attraction, on the bestsellers list right now. It's the secret, really, behind the secret. Email me with your comments and suggestions at Oprah.com or call 866-OPRAH-XM. Whoa, we're back, continuing our Soul Series. Last week we were talking to Esther Hicks. Esther's still here. Esther Hicks, author of The Law of Attraction. She and her husband, Jerry Hicks, wrote that book along with Asking It Shall Be Given, Amazing Power of Deliberate Intent. Yeah. And those of you who saw the original Secret tapes, you will see Esther on the original Secret tapes. As we were saying last week, she's no longer on the tapes. I never let you answer why you're no longer on the tapes. We started to ask that question.
Well, Rhonda said to us that because of the contractual agreement that we had with her, that
Supposed to get 10%. That's what I read in the New York Times.
it was 10% of the DVD sales and 5% of any profit from it. And when we began it, we honestly did not believe that there would be any profit at all because it was a television series in Australia, and our intellectual property rights attorney told us not to expect anything, and we didn't. So we were thrilled with what came from it. But she said that they were not able to market it, maybe because Abraham's too weird. I don't know. She never explained to me why. They weren't able to market it with...
Abraham is the entity that vibrates, and then she speaks.
There you go.
The vibration. I got that. Yeah.
And that it would be necessary that we sign over our intellectual property rights for the material, or they would have to edit us out. So it was a simple decision for us. And then we began receiving so many emails from so many people that were so upset that we were no longer in it. So we wrote a letter to try to explain, because we didn't want people to be upset about anything.
Yeah.
There isn't anything, nothing went wrong. Everything's all right.
So there's no feud or anything.
You know, I understand why Rhonda did what she did, I think. And it is better for me to try to understand, because pushing against something isn't good for me.
Right.
And I love her. She's adorable. And our books are really doing well. But there's no question about it. The emphasis on law of attraction has turned a lot of readers to that book. No question about it.
Yeah, I happened to see it on the New York Times bestsellers list the other day, and I went, whoa, some other people are being attracted to the law of attraction.
It's nice, huh?
That's very nice. So at the time when you were removed, were you or Jerry, were you upset about it in any way?
It was a really painful experience for me, because it felt to me like we were drawn in one way and utilized and then sort of discarded. But feeling sorry for yourself is not a healthy state of being, and so I'm like way over it.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, we've just been looking at the positive aspects of it.
And the positive aspect of it is, I'm sure you see this, lots of other people are being introduced to your work, even though you're no longer on that particular tape.
In fact, 2 or 3 people said to me recently that people are saying to them they're excited about The Secret, now what? And then they offer them our book, because that kind of tells them what to do next.
Yeah, what to do next.
Yeah.
What's interesting also, too, about your book, which I really liked very much and I've underlined, and as I was saying last week, when my friends and I, when it was first given to me, we all read together, and I'd say, I'm on page 63. What page are you on? We're on page 82. Let's underline that. We're all talking about it. Your book does not put as much emphasis, and I think one of the criticisms right now of The Secret is, and I can see why people criticize it, is that it's all about getting rich. There's the moment in The Secret where I think somebody puts the check on the ceiling, and they're talking about money, 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 money. But as I was reading the law of attraction is about how everything is coming into your life.
That's right.
Based on the way you're thinking, and not just about money. Do you think that the emphasis on money and getting rich and having boats and planes and bicycles has hurt it?
Well, you know, maybe, but in fairness, as we watched her production unfold, and the original Secret, I haven't watched the second one, but the original one, she had a balance. She had people talking about money and people talking about health and other things. I think her intention was to cover everything, but you know, we have recordings on all of those things too, and the ones that are about money are the ones that outsell all of the others. That's the thing that people seem to think will solve everything. We know that it doesn't.
I have to say too, I think that's why people are so attracted to The Secret, because they think it can help them get rich. Some people do, anyway. The Secret.
Sure.
So today we're talking about, and with Esther Hicks, who's the author of The Law of Attraction, and also I Like Asking It Shall Be Given. That's on my bedside right now. Not that I really need to ask for anything else. I'm doing okay.
Well, you know, though, you never stop, do you?
No.
I mean, there's always something more.
One of the things I really got from reading The Law of Attraction, your version of it, is that what you can ask for, and what I've been asking for and also receiving, is more joy, because ultimately that is the ultimate success.
That's it.
More joy.
That's it. That's what it's all about.
And so to have more joy even in all the things that you already have and all the things that you already do, to do those things deliberately with joy.
Oh, man, that's the best of all of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 That's a great ask.
Yeah.
One of the other things I liked about what you wrote in The Law of Attraction, you and Jerry, is that we do not want to alter your beliefs. And I just wanted to say that because many years ago, I was doing on my show something called Remembering Your Spirit, and I was so attacked by it. I believe that it was a way of introducing people to the best part, the higher part of themselves, remembering your spirit. And every day for about 5 minutes, we take a moment and we'd have people look at their lives differently, spend a quiet moment and so forth. And I received so much criticism about it because some people thought I was trying to tell them what to believe.
Right.
I really wasn't. I was just saying that who you are is so beautiful. Just spend some time with that and let that evolve to its highest self. But I love in the law of attraction, I think it's on page 21, where it says, we do not want to alter your beliefs. What does that mean?
Again, I want you to ask Abraham that, because that is them saying it. But what I hear Abraham saying to us is that everyone gets to create their own reality. And Abraham's not interested in telling us what we should create. They're only interested in showing us how we go about creating what our life path is about.
Right. I'm going to ask you to bring him in a moment, but I just want to
You'll
read.
be glad.
We want you to know your value. For in the absence of that understanding, you do not attract the legacy that truly belongs to you. Because in your lack of self-appreciation, you deny yourself your natural inheritance of continuous joy. Now, I read that, and I think about all the difficult things that are happening in people's lives and difficult things that have happened to me. So is it your belief or